Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. It's X Atlas here, and I'm here to share how I climbed to top 3 as an F2P witch in Ni no Kuni. So stay tuned and you might learn something. And if you like content like this, consider subscribing so you don't miss anything. So with that, let's start the video. I have 3 clips here where I would be explaining things that I'm doing so that you would be able to understand and do it for your Lava Valley games as well. So let's go to our first clip. First thing that you need to know is that every player in this elo are just trying to find mistake and taking advantage of it. Look at my team swordsman. He saw a mistake that enemy did, which is them gathered in a single place where he can dish out a lot of damage on all 3 of them. He then sees this opportunity and then the rest is history. For that, we took down 2 players and one of them is low on health, in exchange of one of our teammate, which is always a good trade. Now, we see us falling back immediately because we saw that there are 3 enemy players coming and there is only 2 of us. You should always wait for all of your teammates before you engage in a fight. In that situation, I was watching the buff timer to get ready to get the heal, which could have been our saving grace in that situation. I missed the dash and we all died because of it. We waited for each other to respond so that we could push together as a team. Everyone is doing their best not to make a single mistake, as it would cost us the game if we die at this point. I can see that my high CP teammate is completely overpowering the 2 enemies at the back, so I decided to bait their high CP swordsman so that he would be able to help his teammates. If you're wondering why we're running around, it's not just because we're about to die, but because of the buff timer almost going 0. We wanted to take the heal buff so that we could go back in the fight and dish out more damage. Unfortunately, we died, but it's still okay, because there's still 3 of us and 2 of the enemies, so we still have the advantage. We're still not doing any rash decision as we know that this is still losable. We are waiting for a moment that they mess up to get the win. At this point, the fight is already over. All we need to do is to completely overwhelm him and take the win. Now let's go to the next match. I'm against 2 engineers and 1 rogue, and in my team, a witch and 2 engineer. I see a lot of engineer in the top elo, so maybe engineer is the best for PvP. Type your thoughts in the comment. We are completely overpowering them right here because they did a huge mistake at the start, which is that they got crowd control at the very start because of being too aggressive, and now they're paying the price. this point, we are just trying to dish out more damage or hopefully get a pick before we die. That was a massive pick right there from our immortal engineer. He took down one more enemy before going down, which is huge. Here, you can see me going back and forth because I want to try and scare the enemy for them to fall back, so that we could get the middle where the buff is. Little did they know that I'm the weakest in this lobby right now because the CP rating at the start disappears so fast. I got caught here and died for overstepping, as they clearly saw that I was very fragile, which is why they stunned me and seized the opportunity to kill me. At this point of the match, we can see that we can end it already. That's why we push together to get our well-deserved dub. Now let's go to my last clip. I'm against a triple engineer, which would be very tanky as they can just heal each other up. And on my team, we have a double witch and one engineer. I can see them falling back to their base, and I see that this is the perfect time to use Sparky's stun because it's a small space, which means it would most likely hit someone. All three of them got hit, and I follow it up with my first kill, which has knocked down knowing that I would die. Even though I died, the setup that I did was enough for them to kill all of the enemies. This is the bad thing about engineer in PvP, which is the revive, because if they revive and die again, their lifeline would decrease by 1, and also, when they get revived, they are in low health, which means they would most likely die again unless they get a heal buff. Even though my setup there looks perfect, one of my teammates failed to follow up, that's why we got wiped out. They used up all their skills right there, while I was invulnerable because I just respawned. That's why I'm confident that they couldn't kill me while pushing. I pushed to the middle because I want to contest for the buff as it is already coming. I can see that they're stuck again at their base and my Sparky familiar was up, so I took advantage of that and used it. I tried to push up but failed to do my crowd control, but luckily my team was there to follow up and I can already see the dub after that. At this point, they could easily overpower the enemy engineer, and that's exactly what they did. And that's it for our video. Do you like this kind of video? Leave a like or a comment to let me know. And with that, say goodbye, Sparky. Yeah, he still doesn't talk.